Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Black Feather and Tomb Demystify the Divine. I am Keone Stevens. Stacy will be in a couple minutes. She's running a little bit behind, but she will be here. And so we're going to start off today talking about the first quarter of the year. We're in our first quarter. It's almost up. If you take the 12 months and divide it by four, you get three of those, right? I think my math is correct. I'm from Florida, so you can never trust my math. And we've had January, we've had February, we've had March, and we've ended that first quarter. And I'd like to know where we're at in our first quarter of the year with our expectations for the year. If anybody would like to comment and say where they are in the first quarter of the year, that would be great. I'll go ahead and post it. We could talk about that for a second. We all started the year with, I don't really do resolutions, but we all started the year with goals, ideas that we wanted to implement for the year. And we always say there's two types of people. There are the people who um, have ideas, and there's people that implement those ideas. Some of us have had a rough start to the year, right? I know some of you out there, I've seen in your comments that you've had some rough starts for the year, whether that's ailments with family members or yourself, whether that's physically, mentally, or spiritually. And those are things that you're trying to gather and get together throughout this year of 2023, which is moving by really, really fast. Um, I can speak for myself. This first quarter of the year hasn't been exactly what I wanted it to be. It could have been worse. I'm trying to implement some things now to make the next quarter of my year better. And that's what I like to do. I like to chop my year up into quarters. It's a lot to bite at when you try to think of the whole year as a whole for a lot of us. Those of you watching in Facebook and those of you watching on YouTube, thank you for being here today. And that's what I wanted to start today off talking about, where we're at in the first quarter of the year. Um, Back to what I was saying about some of us having some hard times either with family members or friends and trying to navigate through that. One thing I can say, when your year starts off a little rough, it's not necessarily a bad thing. You know, the old cliche, if you start at the bottom, there's only one way to go, up top. Um, I kind of get a little nervous when my years start out too great, when everything is working right, hitting on all cylinders in January. It kind of makes me nervous. So I always like to break that year up in quarters and think about that. Think about where you are. Have you accomplished what you set out to accomplish in that first quarter? If you haven't, what can I do in the next quarter of my year to kind of get myself there? And I see Stacy here, so she will spare you all of answering my tedious questions. Uh-oh. There we go. Hey, Stacy.
Hey, sorry guys. My laptop, it's been a day. It's really been
Oh
a day.
no.
And my laptop just died as I was getting on the show. So I tried to load it up on my iPad and it was asking me to go through the Safari browser. The craziness. And so I just went through my phone. So here I am. Apologize for being late. Welcome to Demystify the Divine. I want to just take a moment to say we're going to do a little something different today. I mentioned last week that I've been on a bit of a health journey for quite some time now, and my energy levels are not always, I want to say, what I wish them to be in order to be able to show up. And I like to give 150% to you guys. So what I've kind of decided is until my sort of health journey balances itself out, we're going to shift some things up and we're going to keep Demystify a little bit shorter, and we're going to move temporarily to bi-weekly every other week. And I'm really hoping that that's going to help me to sort of navigate these interesting waters that I'm sure all of you have. You're on your own journeys, right? I think we're all in sort of some interesting times. So I hope that this doesn't disappoint anyone. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tune in and do our usual word of the week or our phrase of the week and get us a message. that can empower us and kind of share the energies of where we're at. And then we're going to choose a few questions at random. And Keone is going to work his magic and do his thing. And the advantage to this, I think, for you guys is normally the questions are geared towards me trying to help you to understand your tarot and oracle deck and that kind of thing. And it's been brought to my attention that a lot of people really are looking for guidance, not the teaching. So I'm going to just open it to your questions, and I'm going to do three readings and give you guys some guidance and a little bit of support and a little bit of love for the week. Especially because we're in hump day, Wednesday is hump day. So to give you a little boost, to give you some excitement, maybe to look forward to, some guidance, some clarity, some direction. So without further ado, feel free to like, subscribe, and click the bell on the YouTube. And I'm going to go into my happy place and see what our word or phrase of the week is for this week. Happiness is the choice. Peace is the destination. Peace is the outcome. So I think, if I recall, they gave us something like this a few months back about the happiness. And, we all hear happiness is a choice. It's I want to say it's a phrase that gets used a lot. And sometimes people, I think because it can be overused or overheard, that people can dismiss it. But what really does that mean if happiness is a choice? What it means is happiness is not something that we need to seek externally. We don't need to seek it outside of us. We are actually built internally to seek out joy, to feel joy, to look at the glass as full and overflowing. And I know some of you are going to laugh because you're like, you don't know a lot of the pessimists that I live with or that I know. And we all have been overlaid with different programs, but at the core of us, at the core of each of us, there is the desire to experience joy, to be happy. And happy can feel a bit elusive. Why is it elusive? Because often we are taught that happiness looks a certain way. Society tells us you do this in your life and this in your life and this in your life, and that's happiness. Right? I always talk about you find the partner, you settle down, you buy the house with the 2.2 car garage, you get the great job, and you go on a couple vacations a year, and that's happiness, right? But most of us who are connecting on this channel today know that that's not really what it's all about. And in fact, many of us have taken that journey, and at the end of the journey been like, where the fark is my cookie? Like, where's the reward? I did all the things they told me to do, and I'm not any happier than I was before. So I feel like the happiness is a choice, and the peace is a destination, is a call for all of us to really take a moment to ponder what it means in each of your lives, what choosing happy really means. Because if happiness is inside, maybe you want to take a minute to go into the body for a second and find out where happiness resides in the body. In fact, let's do that right now. Close your eyes. Just take a couple of nice deep breaths in through the nose, into the belly. Blow out through the mouth, stress, fear, obstacles, whatever's in your way. Breathe in again deeply, filling that space. Release through the mouth, clearing it out. And then on this next inhale, you want to say, breath, take me to my happiness spot. Take me to my happiness place in my body. Where does happiness reside in my body? The It's interesting. I thought my happiness was going to be in my soul area, my solar plexus chakra, but it's not. Actually, my heart is really activated right now. It's kind of my heart and my sort of diaphragm area that's really activated. It's kind of surprising to me because I'm always in my head. But there you go. So if you didn't hear a word or feel into a space or get notified of, of something in the ways that you get notified in your body, don't give up. Take time after this show to connect and ask your guides, ask your dream team to show you where happiness resides in your body. Because if we can, I want to say, bring some tangibility, we can make it real for us, then happiness isn't so elusive, right? Happiness isn't that thing that we are, I want to say, that we're grasping for, or we're seeking out as though somebody else has it and we don't. It comes from within. So I'm really feeling like happiness is the choice. And where does the choice lie? The choice lies in knowing where it is, knowing how to access it. When you know how to access it, then that peace is the destination, or peace is the outcome, becomes easier. Because if it's already within, we're not having to run the rat race to seek it outside of ourselves. We're not having to work extra hard to reach somebody, to find somebody, to read the right book, to connect with the right person. We don't have to do all of that, because all we have to do is close our eyes, center ourselves, and go right into that happy place. It's funny. I always joke. I tell you guys all the time, I go into my happy place, I need to harness my chi and all the rest of it, and I go into my happy place. But truly, this is a bit different. It's the happy place where happiness resides in the body is different than going to the happy place. We don't have to go anywhere other than within. And when I tell you about my happy place, what I envision in my mind always is Arizona. Always a particular scene in Sedona on Bell Rock, which is one of the more popular rocks. It's not even one of the most beautiful mountains, right, to climb. And yet there's a vista. When I get to a certain level, that's the place that I go in my mind. Well, I visualize it in my mind, and what does it do? It fills my heart and my soul with peace. I'm just connecting the dots for myself right now as I'm talking about it with you guys. So if you don't have a literal happy place that you go to in your mind, I feel that this exercise is really going to help you to understand viscerally how to access happiness. Because otherwise, like I said, it can feel very elusive. Peace is the outcome. So one thing that comes up a lot for me when I'm talking to you guys, when I'm channeling, when I'm getting information, and when I'm talking to the guides about really what is our purpose here. We can all talk about our individual goals and purpose and whatever, but, as a seeker, as a sensitive, as a starseed, as a light worker, as an empath, what is my personal purpose? And the message that I always get from our guides, and I'm talking about my council of truth right now, what the guidance that I get on a regular basis is, you guys overcomplicate it by creating all sorts of things for purpose. But your true purpose is to experience joy in the body, because joy is the frequency that elevates you. Joy is the frequency of source. I talk about love as frequency, not as feeling. Joy and love are all tied in. So if peace is the outcome and happiness is the choice, we're on purpose. We're on purpose. So if you're seeking happiness without feeling happiness, there's no peace in that. It actually does the opposite. It gets us stirred up, right? It's more chaotic in nature. Chaos is the opposite. Well, there might be a better opposite, but today, chaos is the opposite of peace, right? Chaos is the opposite of order and peace. So seek your peace through happiness within the physical body, within your energetic field. I really believe that we all would be so much happier and more content if we were to use that as our foundation. Yes, we can add to that purpose. And I mean, I'm a big purporter of that. I mean, I'm always on the go, right? I got 57,000 things going on all the time, and I love to create and, you know, to be in service and all of those things. And all of those things are true. And if you listen to the guides, they're like, yeah, okay, that's all fine and good. That's part of the experience, right? Of being able to manifest and create. But there's no, you know, ethereal man in the sky saying, you know, your purpose, you're not fulfilling your purpose because you're not, you know, walking this path and doing this thing and doing that thing and the other thing. It's not about that. It's not about that at all. So yeah, that's our message for the week. And I'm just hearing the word key. So just give me a second on that. Sorry, earthquake, Mr. Neo just jumped off the table. Be your own key. So what I keep envisioning in my mind's eye is this big door. It's kind of like I'm seeing in the Light Seers Tarot, I'm seeing the 5 of Pentacles, which there's a big, huge wooden door. It's super thick. There's a huge lock, no window. It looks foreboding. And on the side of the door, on the opposite side of where the lock is, there's a big, ginormous key. But if you're not looking for it, if you're not eyes wide open, if you're not receptive to what life is placing in your path, you're going to miss the key. And I feel like we are all our own keys. So again, that idea of everything is within us. So not only are you seeking out the place where happiness resides, where joy resides in your body, you also want to, I want to say, connect with the key. And maybe they're one and the same for you. Maybe they're a little bit different. But you also want to connect with the key to your core, the key to what makes you matter. And I feel like this is the key to what makes you matter to you, not to anyone else. The key that what makes you matter to you. So our message this week is really about internal focus in order to go within and really truly connect to that idea of happiness is a choice. So now you all know how to connect with that happiness. So it can be a choice. It's an empowered choice. Sometimes when people say that, you're like, okay, happiness is a choice. Well, how the fuck do I find that when I'm in this sea of, you know, a bunch of stuff? How do I seek that out? How do I attain that? Now you know. You've got a little step in the right direction. Okay, Keone, throw me some questions. Let's see who wants to come on and question for me tonight.
Stacy, can you hear me? Stacy, we Hello, testing. Can you all, Paula, can you all hear me? Hello, hello, hello. Okay, Stacy has knocked her sound off. She's trying on her cell phone. Everybody, please be patient. Hold on a second.
Also, there's a person involved in this.
Stacy,
Yes.
Stacy, you when you did something earlier, you knocked your sound out, and we heard none. I was trying to call you. We heard nothing of what you said
Oh,
from the
fantastic.
very start. So you don't have to pick up where you left off because we heard nothing.
As in, you didn't hear the message or anything?
Nothing. No, we heard when I brought up her question when you called upon me. Ever since I came up, we haven't heard you.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I just have to go back to her question.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, good. You just saved me from crying on screen in a really big way.
No.
By the way, we are heading into a Mercury retrograde, peeps. And so that's what this feels like. Okay, so.
All right.
All right. Jacqueline. Jacqueline, this week I'm seeing you in a blue car and you're driving on the highway, and all of a sudden something encourages you, gives you an opportunity to go onto the service drive. And I want to say to you this week, of course, you can always choose to stay on the highway or to get on the service drive. I want to encourage you to take the service drive because I feel very much that there is a reason. It feels very much that life is wanting to put something, a delightful experience in your path. And that was the word I was hearing, was delightful. So very much an energy here for you this week of not bulldozing, not pushing to get to the end or to get to the goal or to get to the finish line. I feel very much that this week it's about timing for you, not getting caught up in driving the bus. And what I'm really feeling as well when we talk about, I often talk about the highway versus the service road. They both get you to the same location. They both eventually get you to the same outcome. One just takes you a little bit longer and might be a little prettier, might have a little more adventure to it. And that's what I feel you're being invited into this week is exploring that adventure. So I feel that there's a person involved in this particular adventure. So someone that you're going to meet that's going to present something for you along your path. And the word I keep hearing is delightful. So I feel that it's going to be delightful. I'm going to talk about the blue. Blue is throat chakra, finding your truth, speaking your truth, learning to communicate it in a way. And the car is transportation. So any kind of transportation that gets us from A to B, right? So I'm feeling like you speaking your truth, something that you are going to speak is going to take you on this little diversion. It's going to take you on this. It's not a detour. It is an opportunity to take the service route for a little bit for a different adventure. I'm not really sure. Okay, I'm hearing career or I'm hearing the way you choose to show up and contribute in the world. So I feel like it's you being seen as well as being heard. And again, I just keep hearing a message about timing. So don't rush anything this week. This is a week for you, I want to say, to wake up in the morning and say, okay, spirit, okay, source, okay, energy, what have you got for me today? Where do you want me to be? What should I be looking for? What should I be open to today? I'm open to the adventure. So show me the way. Try that this week because I feel like there's something coming up that's going to be a beautiful, delightful diversion. And if you, of course, we all have choice. You don't have to take that path if you don't want to, but I highly encourage you to take it because I feel like there's something really quite pleasant on the other side. And I think I was saying something to the effect of, who doesn't need a little more delight, right? Who can't use a little more delight in their life, especially right now with the energies being so wonky. So I hope that makes some sense to you. I hope you enjoy that delightful experience. Thank you so much for coming on and for hanging in there. I don't know exactly what happened, but I'm glad we're on and we're live and everyone can hear me.
Next, we have up Melina.
Hi, Melina. Long time no see. How you doing?
I think Melina, Melina, unmute yourself. You're still muted. We can see you. You're just muted.
Okay.
There you go.
Hi.
Hi, Melina. Long time no see. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. I'm just kind of bumbling through a little bit.
Hold on. Melina, you got to mute the YouTube that you're watching.
I don't know how to unmute.
No, you're unmuted. You just have to mute the video that you're watching on YouTube. Hold on. Melina, you got to mute the YouTube that you're watching. Okay, hold on. We'll bring you back, okay? Stacy, your audio went out again. Stacy? You can't hear me, Stacy? What in the world? Jocelyn, can you hear me? If you all can hear me and on Facebook, YouTube, please let me know. Okay, they can hear me. They just can't hear Stacy. You can hear me, Stacy? No? Okay. It's something on your end, Stacy. There you go.
Okay, I can hear you now. What do you
It could be if you ever have to go on your phone, put it on do not disturb. Sometimes if you get a text in the background or something, and it might knock your sound out.
Well, what's really funny is I got a phone call and it turned the sound on, but I haven't touched my phone.
Yeah, so if you get something in the background, it'll do that. I'll walk you through it later, but here we go. We're going to try to keep it moving. All right.
Okay.
Indu will not be on camera today, but we should be able to hear her. Indu?
Hello.
Hi, Indu. How you doing?
Good. How are you, Stacy? How are you, Keone? Good evening to you both.
Thank you. Let's not focus on me. Let's just focus on you. And how can I help you out today? What question do you have?
Just a general guidance for the week would be most welcome.
Awesome. I love that. All right, Indu, I'm tuning in for you. Be open to play. Be open to heart connections and being heart supported. The feeling here is that there's going to be a lot. Now, I'm cheating a little bit because I know that you're going away, but that's what popped into my head when I tuned into you. I wasn't thinking about that originally, and it popped in. So what I keep seeing is where you're traveling, where you're going, there's going to be a lot of, I want to say, chaos. There's going to be a lot of things going on. And I want to say emotionally, a lot of people's emotions are going to be up and down. So everyone is going to try and kind of show up and put on the brave face. But you're going to kind of feel that there's other stuff going on underneath. Don't doubt what you feel, because doubting what you feel and saying, oh, I must not, they're showing me that everything's great, or there's nothing wrong in the environment. Why am I feeling that there's something off? Trust that there's something off. I feel like for whatever reason, you're going to kind of come into, it's like when we walk into the middle of a situation. You know, I'm sure all of us have had that experience at one point or another. You know, you walk into the middle of an argument, or like you're invited to someone's house for dinner and they're having a big argument before they open the door, and you're like, whoo, okay, I feel it. I feel something going on. I know I'm walking into the middle of something, but now everyone's shifting gears and the rest of it. And I don't feel like it's necessarily an argument for you into. It's more like you're just walking into something that nobody has kind of addressed or talked about, because everyone's trying to keep it, I want to say, keep it at a particular level. And I feel like you'll find out what this is afterwards. But in the thick of things, it's going to be a little bit uncomfortable for you, because you're going to feel all sorts of what is going on. Like, I can tell that things are off, but nobody wants to, you know, talk about it, kind of thing. So don't doubt yourself. You're not going crazy. You are feeling into something that's a little bit off. And what I keep hearing is tap into your heart space, the source of your heart, and shine your heart light into the room. I feel like it's an energetic thing that you want to do. You want to shine your heart light into the room, and you want to think about it like almost like you're clearing the environment. You know, we sage our environment. It's kind of like you're saging, or we can use like Tibetan singing bowl sound, you know, crystal bowls, that kind of thing. You're clearing the environment. You're just doing it with the heart space. So I want to say to you, whenever you kind of connect in that way and you feel like, okay, there's definitely something up, excuse yourself, go to the bathroom, sit on the toilet for 5 minutes and do the heart expansion, because no one else needs to see you closing your eyes and, you know, doing you. It's about you spreading that heart light out. You're going to make a big difference in, I want to say, easing tension is what I keep hearing. And you're easing tension for everyone. And this is not about you. Like, there's nothing going on that is about you. Like I said, you're walking into something and you're going to ease tensions. You're going to ease the environment. And what's going to happen is, I feel like your action to do that's going to kind of save the day. It's like nobody really knows what happened, but all of a sudden something shifts, and I want to say everyone gets on board. So connect with your heart light and your heart space. Also, during your travels, traveling to and fro, I'm seeing you want to practice that on the plane as well. Sending your heart light out onto the plane, and then just kind of do it for shits and giggles, because you'll be able to notice, okay, let me take a temperature of what the energy's like before I do this exercise, and then do the exercise, and then what is it like after the exercise. And I want to say to you as well, this isn't working with a particular energy modality. Like you don't have to do Reiki on the plane. It feels more like literally connecting to your own heart light. There's a reason. I feel like your guides are attempting to also help you to access your power, to connect more with your power. It's funny, we were doing the thing earlier about connecting to the happiness. You know, where does happiness reside in our bodies physically? It's kind of like that for you with your power. So kind of a similar thing. You can even apply the same exercise that we did to, you know, just change out happiness for power, you know, my power. I hope that makes some sense. I know you're going to have a great time. I don't want to give you the impression that, you know, it's all going to be dun, 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 everything's bad, because it's not. But I definitely feel there's going to be something that you're walking into that you're like, ooh, okay. You know, something is a little bit off here and it needs a little help. I think it needs a little Indu love.
All right, I'll be prepared. Thank you so much.
You are so welcome. I hope you and Raghu have a very safe travels, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.
So, and Raghu is waving his hand even though you cannot see it.
Okay, well, we'll take the hand. We'll take the hand.
Bye, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks so much.
And we have Melinda back. Melinda.
Hi. Hi, I can hear you now. I'm so sorry. I don't know why all the tech
That's
issues.
okay. I was having some issues as well. So I'll cut to the chase. I'm kind of wanting to know what is going on with my classes and my sessions, I feel a little bit of resistance, or maybe I'm ahead of my time. It's really making some financial difficulty for me. So I just need some insight on what is going on.
All right. Great question. Less is more. Feels a little bit like, okay, so this is how I'm going to explain it to you. And I use this analogy a lot. So it's like buying the lemonade in the can, the frozen lemonade. If you take a spoonful of that lemonade concentrate and you put it in your mouth, whoo, the pucker, right? It's super sweet. It's super sour. It's like, woo, that's like, I can only, I can barely eat one spoonful, or I might be able to eat 2 spoonfuls and that's about it. But you add water to that concentrate and it dilutes it to a point where now I can take it in. Now I can ingest it. The feeling here is with certain individuals that are, I want to say, being drawn to you and to your work, they're extremely curious. They feel the stirring within, but when you give them the colada, they go,
Oh no. She froze. I can't even.
It threw me off for a second because I thought she was doing an act. Lord. I'm going to try to get her back on. Sorry.
That's
There
okay.
she goes. She's
okay,
back.
I'm
Here we
back.
go.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, the last thing I heard was when they're curious, and then when I start talking, it's too much.
Right. So it's overwhelm, right? It's system overload. And they're like, whoa, I don't know what to do with all of this. So you want to think about it in terms of, I don't need to. So I might be all, this all powerful with all of this knowledge and this wisdom and this information. And I have so much energy and so much love that I want to give you. It's about reading into your clients
Yeah.
to see what can they receive, what can they actually handle and process. So
Yeah.
not to say that your clients are babies, but it's like you want to give a spoonful of sugar to help the medicine go down, and just a spoonful to see where things are
Yeah.
at, and give
Yeah.
them time to process. So I would say to you, maybe some of your courses are like super high level energetically, and you've got people who are curious and are just starting to come in sort of at that
Yep.
level. So adjust how much, and I'm hearing that this is, connected a little bit to value and worth, that you're like, okay, I feel like I need to prove myself out in the world. So I'm going to give you all. I'm going to give you everything. I'm going to show you everything I got. And I feel like not everybody can really handle that or receive that. So scale it back, go into a space of, I want to say, of giving a little bit. And then what's that thing back in the day when I first started therapy, when I was really, really young, I was given this book because I was like a kid. I was given this book by this therapist who said, share, check, share a little bit with someone that is information that's helpful, but not anything that you're worried that is going to do any harm or damage or could get out to people you don't want. Check and see how it's received. Check and see what that person does with it. And then based on what your observation is, then you can share a little bit more. So I feel like for you, taking that approach of share, check, and share with your clients is not only going to help them to be able to process what you're presenting, but it's also going to help you. Because right now you're taking it personally and you're looking at it and going, what's wrong with me? Right? Like, oh my God, I've put all of my heart and soul into it and nobody wants it. And let me tell you right now, I've been doing this for 10 years. And this is a good thing for everybody listening. I've been doing this for 10 years. I have been working my butt off for 10 years, trying to get the message out there to, do all the things and all the stuff. And in certain circles, I'm still small potatoes. And that's okay. I don't need to be big potatoes. It's not about me and my ego. It's about okay, there's a lot that I have to offer and there's crickets. What am I missing? Right. And it
Right.
absolutely can feel personal at times, right, Melina? It can feel personal because you're like, okay, I'm literally giving you me. I'm giving you me. I'm giving
Yeah.
you all I got. Why is it not?
Well, and it's a huge, that's my second job. So to see those classes not taking off, it's making me nervous.
Yeah. Well, I'm
Yeah.
here to tell you, said with love and with a lot of experience. I've been doing this for 10 years. And even when I have a lot of people established, a lot of people who are avid followers and they get readings and everyone's all in, I offer courses and things. And there are a certain grouping of people that are all in. And there are a lot of people who are like, I don't got time for that. I just don't have time.
Yeah.
Right. And you want to consider that too. People, especially right now, everybody's super busy. Everybody has like an attention span like this. So
Yep.
it's not personal. And it's evaluating how am I offering what it is that I have to offer.
Okay.
So I hope
I'll take that.
helps.
And it did. Of course it did, dear. I appreciate your time.
Absolutely. Thanks for hanging in with all the tech stuff.
No problem. Bye-bye.
All right. Take care. All right, Keone. Oh, I can't hear you again.
Yeah, you can. I'm just messing with you because I'm a terrible person.
Okay. I don't have it in me today. So
I know. I was
we're
like,
just going to move on from that.
yes, we are. What do you want to do next? You want
So
one
what
more?
I want to do next is I want to just give a shout out to everybody. So much love. Grateful to you if it's your first time showing up. Grateful to you if it's your 25th time showing up or your 250th time showing up. So grateful for you guys. If you're celebrating Easter or Passover or Ramadan, I think there's another religious holiday in practice. I wish everyone the most joy, the most happiness this weekend. And I'll see you in 2 weeks. And if you do need some support, you need some guidance, you know where I am, theblackfeatherintuitive.com. If you're not already signed up on my email list, I will drop a little something here for you guys in the next few days. I want to say it's like 10 days from now. I'm going to be announcing a new service that's a limited time service that you can only get if you're on my email list, because we're only sending it out to the emails. We're not making it public. So keep your eyes and ears peeled. And if you're not already connected to my email list, hop on over to my website. You can take my Find Your Phoenix quiz, or there might even be a button on there to just sign up for the email. I know we were talking about doing something like that. Would love to have you join. And have a great evening and a great weekend. Ciao.